change that. It took a real drastic reimagining.
Right.
Which is what so John Davison made it classy.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say? It became a classy place. Classier.
I think there are larger questions at stake here with the death of GamePro, and I mean, Matt and I can tell you that we tried to have a magazine too recently, and it just ended after 3 issues, not 23 years, but still, we tried and failed.
Well, I don't think we failed. I think we knew going in that it wasn't going to sell very well.
I don't consider it a failure, you know.
That last magazine.
23 years of man hours put into it.
That's true. That's true.
He had a lot of great content, I will say.
Yeah.
And as the kind of magazine that a hardcore fan could buy, it's definitely something that would
and
stand
not
up.
the shill for us, but hey, it's still on sale.
Yeah.
As are the other 2 issues, so please check them out. But a larger question I have that we can all talk about is what do you guys think are going to will become of game magazines in general? And a larger question is what's going to happen to us?
Oh God.
I mean, it seems like, and this is not like any secret. It seems like game sites are relying more on the audience because the audience will gladly do it for free, and maybe whatever e-fame it will bring them. And we require salaries that will keep us fed and allow us to pay rent and keep ourselves alive.
I will say that what I find interesting. So I'm sure that some people who listen here know of a site called Grantland, and Grantland is so different from the general trends of the internet in that it basically brings together a lot of very smart, very talented writers and who are basically under orders to write about what they know in long form, like essay type articles, which is like basically what the internet is going away from. The internet is kind of going toward lots of video content, short, snappy bites, I would say.
Yes.
So, and that Grantland has a video game section. Video games are a legitimate part of that. So is reality TV shows. But I digress. And so in that sense, I feel a little bit better about the future of video game writing on the internet, knowing that games.
Okay.
That said, print is dead.
Is this the final nail in the coffin? Do you think? Well, I mean, I guess Nintendo Power is still around.
You take a look at the landscape. Future, it's all about custom publishing now. Yeah.
Matt? Well, I mean, you use Nintendo Power as an example. Game Informer is the biggest example.
That's true, but I think that they're in a different situation because
very much. But that's the thing. Like, if you look at those kinds of situations, that's where you can find reasons to exist.
Right.
You're not going to have a reason to exist just by making money based off ads.
So we need to find a company that will force our product down people's throats.
Okay, so let's see. EGM just struck a deal with Walmart. So they're going to be some kind of, I don't know if it's the official or whatever. And then At Gamers with Best Buy.
And doesn't EGM make a publication for E3 or is that GamePro?
That was GamePro.
Okay, sorry guys. Sorry.
It might still be. I don't know. But
before it was Ziff Davis.
Oh, okay, got it.
Because GamePro technically still exists in the custom publishing. Yep. We might do stuff for E3 kind of way.
Right.
But yeah, I mean that's nothing that is really relevant.
Well, At Gamer was created basically,
right.
But Best Buy wanted something much more related to its business. So
yeah, and Best Buy used to sell recovered GamePros.
yeah, that was fun too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. I didn't know this.
Yeah, it was slightly changed content, but it was basically the same issue with a Best Buy theme cover. They would pick a different story that's more relevant for them. Like they put Madden on the cover instead of something else.
Back to your point, Matt. I mean, if that's the only way you think print magazines can stay alive, and I sort of agree that might be the only way print.
Well, I think big scale. I think you'll have some smaller stuff like Ray Barnholt produces. But
Scroll's great.
Yeah, Kill Screen.
But I mean, those are tiny compared to these. Like GamePro or Game Informer or any of these others are hundreds of thousands times bigger than Kill Screen. You know.
But do you think
I might be getting the number slightly wrong, but you know, it's like Kill Screen is in the 500 to 1,000 copies range, as far as I know. It's not it's not even close to 100,000.
Right.
And GamePro, I think, was at the end maybe 300,000 or so. I don't know exactly.
Okay. find a wealthy patron to support us.
It feels that way.
But do you think that, not to cast aspersions on any other publication, obviously, but do you think that compromises the integrity of what you do and the freedom of what you do if your hands are sort of bound to a corporate overlord that is watching your product
I think
so
it depends
closely?
on the situation. I
Well-
think it could, but it doesn't have to.
Right.
From
In the best case scenario, it wouldn't, but you know.
Well, I mean,
It doesn't seem too much with Game Informer.
It seems, it seems like GameStop has been pretty hands off in terms of, like, it doesn't seem as if it's definitely church and state in that regard. It's just that there's definitely a perception.
Well, you never know what kind. I mean, I'm not suggesting anything. But
Yeah.
you never know what Game Informer might have as far as like, okay, we have a deal in place that we're going to always have a previews section. Not what's going to be in it, but we're going to have that.
Yeah.
Like in the old days, there was like the deal where the NBA would always get coverage in newspapers, and they would buy ads. They wouldn't say what you would write about it, but that, if anything like that exists for Game Informer. But it's different levels of interference, and mostly people don't really care about that kind of thing. I'd say 99.9% of readers wouldn't care about anything like that if it did exist.
Well, the entire industry is just, it's in flux, and nobody knows what anybody wants anymore. I mean,
Yeah.
you see Grantland on the one extreme, and then you see today's big thing, or I think that's what it's called, the video site,
Oh yeah, yeah.
on the other end of the extreme, where you just, oh, video, that's pretty funny. And we're all just trying to find our niche. I mean, you see people trying to make iPad magazines, like EGM was trying to have an iPad version, and
Well, they do now.
yeah, they do. And there's another site called a magazine called like Atomics or something to that effect, and it's just a lot of experimentation. But you would think that there would still be room for print, in the sense that I'm riding in an airplane, I want something to read.
Right.
There are advantages to print magazines. I mean, you look at something like Vanity Fair, where it's essay focused, and it's big and it's thick, and it's what John Davison was going for with that coffee table look. The reason that it's succeeding is because it is for a kind of a highbrow audience, and so it gets a lot of big advertising, good advertising.
Yeah. I mean, I think most of the audience of any magazine is not going to be that highbrow. Even on something like Vanity Fair, I would guess that most of their audience doesn't really care too much about most of the in-depth stories, and they just kind of want to see the perfume ads.
Or wipe the perfume ads on their neck.
Yeah.
Like, I'm rich, smell me.
Yeah.
Any other ideas or thoughts on this? Because I mean, like, we don't know what's going to happen, and like scary things can happen and do happen. Like, you know, GamePro, a magazine with a rich legacy, just suddenly closes its doors. And I don't know what could happen. I could walk in tomorrow and the building could be demolished for all I know. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, what can we do?
I honestly believe that in like 5 or 10 years, people who do the kind of stuff that we're doing now will be more of the organizational type than the writer type. I mean, maybe it'll be some of both, but I don't think you're going to have nearly as many people just writing reviews or just writing previews. Like, if you just look at the numbers, that doesn't make sense.
You mean in terms of like corralling, like crowdsourcing stuff?
Not
and-
necessarily all just public, but yeah, whether it's freelance paid or freelance for free, like user written stuff.
Okay.
As far as websites go, there
Yeah.
will always be lots of different websites. And that's what excites me is seeing things pop up that are different. Because right now, most game websites are kind of the same in their structure,
Right.
in that they have the same kinds of articles. Some are much, like IGN is huge, and something like Giant Bomb is small with like a really loyal audience, and these are just like very different approaches. And I think as time goes on, with whether you're talking about iPad magazines or whatever else, which we've now seen like to pop up, like those things are, lots of people are trying it, and I personally don't think iPad magazines make a lot of sense, but I think there's going to be a lot of kind of different ideas thrown into the game journalism, whatever you call it, media thing. So I think that is interesting, because right now there's no reason to go to any of the big websites if you just went to their competitor, because you might find something a little different. But if it's good enough, you'll probably get it linked to you from somewhere else.
Interesting.
The other thing to remember about GamePro is that when John Davison came aboard, it was kind of seen to be on its last legs, because like circulation was down, and IDG wasn't really sure what to do with it, because like I said earlier, IDG is kind of a database like tech magazine place, and GamePro was like, well, what do we do with this thing? And so they tried to keep reinventing it, and finally they got sick of the reinventions.
Should have made Database Pro.
So I guess it was sudden, but it wasn't that sudden. Like maybe the writing had been on the wall for many years.
Okay. Anything else before we get going here? Anything else anyone wants to add about GamePro in general?
I will say that as a fan of gaming magazines going back a long time, I'm glad that I managed to get my byline in classic EGM as well as GamePro before both kind of went under. So.
I could say the same, right? Does that count? That pro tip?
That's a byline right there.
Yes, I'm in both. Okay,
Nice.
cool. I guess before we go, I do want to ask you guys one question. What other game magazine do you want to eulogize? Because I guess we're on the broader topic. I have one in my head.
That currently exists that you want to die, or
No. That died at some point in the past, and you want to say, I remember this magazine, I liked it, and here's what I think about it. I want to. Did anyone ever read Ultra Game Players magazine in the 90s?
Yeah.
It felt like GamePro before an older and maybe a more rowdy audience, in that it was a bunch of like really enthusiastic.
There was like an NPR New York City audience, and then the forced laughter in the theater was just the two of us were looking at each other.
Was it funny? I thought it was. He was
and then
abusing
at the
a
end
bitch.
of the movie, there's a punchline. You realize
See?
the entire thing has been building up to a punchline.
Well, don't even come
York.
close to spoiling.
And then
it.
Nick and I started laughing, and then everyone else in the theater was silent.
New York Biddy. Yeah,
New
he
York
likes
Biddy.
the abuse. It's about abuse.
Okay.
It's about people
That's enough.
it's that conflict is not
I've heard
abuse.
enough.
I might have to switch out. Do I sound like I got a weird sound?
I'm not wearing cans, so I don't know.
Do I sound
I don't think so.
whatever? Fuck it.
Fuck it, dude.
Maybe next time.
On the next one, we can fix it.
Luckily, we brought a separate cable, but
We're
yeah.
already 56 seconds in, man.
I know,
We're gonna
it's-
stop and
it's
start
too
over.
late.
No, I would just swap the cable out.
I would be so pissed if we had to
If
restart.
we had to lose that,
I would absolutely.
the
I would
things
just.
we were just talking
I
about.
would start breaking stuff.
Let me just make sure that we have.
What a beautiful day it is today.
Yeah.
What's the date, Nick?
Of the episode?
That it is today. Wink, wink.
We're really doing our pre-show.
No, I just need to have the copy in front of me before.
Oh, so this is a regular episode, not a premium?
This is a regular episode. Stop letting people into the workshop, Adam.
Exactly.
The workshop of the mind.
This is our 2-sentence conversation we usually have before.
I'm trying. You got to be a professional, Adam.
Dude, everyone knows that I'm the professional in the group.
No, absolutely not.
That's what they
The
call
professional
me.
dancer.
That's right.
No, they call me the Leon
You're
the
a
professional.
private dancer. You suck off a gay guy for
It's just
money.
funny to imagine the studio being like, well, we like the script, but you can't call it Leon the pedophile.
Call it professional.
People, yeah, how about the professional? We'll split the difference.
Yeah, and it's their problem if they say that little girl is hot.
Yep, that's on
Even
you.
though we dress on a
This
lady.
is-
This is my wife, my baby wife. She is my wife who is also a baby. And now I have to kill the bad guy because my wife, she demands that I kill for her.
That's the same guy that did The Fifth Element, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke beats off.
Did we are Luke beats off.
That's I would love that on the lineup this week.
I watched it
You did.
a couple months ago,
It's
and
so
it's
good.
another movie that's clear a pedophile wrote it. This time it's a woman. She's in a lady's body, but she's got the brain of a child.
She's a retard.
She's
brain.
trying to learn English. Like,
Well, she's
this
getting
man-
smarter faster and faster. She's growing up.
It's this guy is everything
she finds
he
out
does.
what war is.
He should be able to go to jail off of those two movies alone. They're two movies about excusing being a pedophile.
Stop trying to ruin jacking off to her in the bandages.
Look,
I've made the point
she's hot.
before, but it's so funny that first scene in the movie where they reconstruct her from like that alien's arm. The space army is like sees her in the tube, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to take some pictures." It's like we're supposed to believe this like 70-year-old man has just never seen a naked woman before.
that his dick even gets hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's a PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
So it's like
In my opinion, that is peak Tucker.
Oh, Tucker crushes it.
intergalactic gay space
Tucker
podcaster.
absolutely crushes it, bro.
Ruby Rhodes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
a gay intergalactic radio host.
And I love that their show was just done while walking. That was, you remember that part where?
I haven't
Yeah.
seen it in years, but it was.
They have like an Aaron Sorkin themed MTV show.
Oh.
Walk with me, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, like they go down hallways and
Yeah.
stuff?
I had to come
Oh,
all the
wow.
way to space to be gay. Tell me, what are you doing here? Are you Chinese or blue? What are you like, an Indian blue bitch? Are there white versions of the blue bitch? On your planet, do they got white blue bitches and you're the Indian type of blue bitch?
Shouts out to Chris Tucker.
You're like the Kamala type of blue bitch
Mhm.
in Blue World.
Yes.
What are the white people? Are they green? What do they call white people where you're from?
Shouts out to Ruby Rose.
Mhm.
Oh, wait, Ruby Rhodes.
And Crust.
Ruby Rose is the lady that's,
Who's that?
she's like hot, but she has short hair, and they're like, she's a fucking genderqueer icon.
Because she has a short haircut.
Yeah, I mean, she tapes her titties up, and I think she was in Orange Is the New Black.
Oh.
But if somebody's hot as shit, they don't get points for being brave, I think.
Uh-huh.
In my opinion.
Just because you call the
Ruby
show
Rhodes-
the L word doesn't mean I'm not going to jack off
Yeah,
to
it's
it.
actually the J word.
Ruby
It's
Rhodes
jacking off.
is the
That's
character.
Yeah,
right,
this is brother.
Huh?
Ruby Road is the character.
No, Ruby Rose.
Oh,
I was talking about someone else.
Someone who's hot.
yeah.
A hot lesbian.
Or I don't know if she's bi, or if she's even, or maybe they strike me as a they.
They're hot.
The bad guy in Fifth Element is named Jean Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg.
God damn.
It's Gary Oldman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are the stars?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does a southern thing.
up your ass, sir.
I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah,
find
but
those
he's
stars.
working for evil aliens that are destroying everything.
I'm gonna,
Uh-huh.
he's partnered with them, I think.
But they just like usually that's like the double cross that they
Uh-huh.
tell them, oh, you're gonna be safe.
Yeah.
But this movie, they're just like, oh yeah, no, we're also gonna kill you, but you have to do what we say. And Gary Oldman's like, yes, I'm gay.
Yeah.
I
And
have
he has the
hair to the side.
he has the alt right haircut.
He does have alt right haircut.
With a plastic thing on his head. Damn, I
Mhm.
want to see that movie. I love that movie.
Father Vito Cornelius, General Monroe, Diva Plavagoot,
Doesn't Bruce Willis
Plavaguna.
try and rape her too?
Yeah,
Who, Mila Jovovich?
Yeah.
he gay motherfucker.
That rape was actually a Christmas movie.
Dude, this director needs to go to fucking prison.
Mhm.
He's just French, dude. It's legal there.
Is it? Can you
Stop
be
being so Western.
Sorry, dude.
Stop being so American.
I'm fucking
so
uptight.
provincial.
You'd think my Greek roots I would be,
Yeah,
Well,
no,
but
you're
see,
just
what I-
covering, dude.
the thing
you're
is-
covering for the crimes of your people.
The thing is, I come from a culture where it's got to be a boy you tutor in mathematics
It's
and
more
philosophy.
honorable, yeah.
But you stop when he's a man or he's gay.
Not like a slutty girl.
yeah.
Not a slutty
You'll hit
eight-year-old
this
girl.
stuff is so the song from the Fifth Element that the Blue Bitch sings.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's impossible to sing. Actually, they do like computer generate tones that humans can't make.
Interesting.
But the closest they got was an Albanian.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. This movie sucks. I decided.
Invamula.
Invamula.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
Invamula is some pussy.
I'm trying to get-
I'm in the mood.
I'm Invamula.
In the mood for pussy by
Wong Kar-wai.
No, do a joke with the name. Don't just let people know you know the name of the movie. Know who directed
That
it.
was
I mean,
gay of
be
me.
a
I agree.
comedian.
That was gay of me. It was
Be
gay
a-
of me.
be in
And
the mood
especially
for-
when it's
keep me
long
honest.
cock way,
Yeah,
easy.
yeah, I mean,
Without even thinking for
No,
a
in the
in the
second.
mood for pussy. But by Long Car Why?
Long, hard, wide. It's could have gone a lot of ways.
Yeah, but you know what? It didn't. And why? Because you want people to know.
Listen, guys,
That
keep
you
me
know that
honest.
guy's name.
You gotta keep me honest. You gotta keep me honest. This might be our earliest episode of
It's
Come
funny
Town ever
because-
recorded.
Yeah, you.
Oh, I guess that's true.
Your like your inability to help yourself with that and stealing jokes. It's kind of like what we
I
were
don't know
talking
where
about
this-
with
what that
with
has-
food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this has to do with stealing.
All three of
jokes.
us have a specific sickness.
No, that's
Yeah.
not my sickness.
And me and Nick have
No.
real problems with food, and we're addicted to it in a way.
That's
I,
not-
after
and we
I've
binge.
like fully accepted that I have like just a straight up eating.
As I
Stealing
do.
drugs.
You are. First of all, who said
No,
anything
no.
about obese?
Okay,
Okay,
sorry,
we
then
were
I
talking
have
about
a-
eating
that I have
disorders.
a
Because I'm not
celiac
obese
addiction.
at all. I'm in much better shape than you are, and it's
Everyone
still-
knows that my addiction is trusting people I love.
That is actually literally true.
It's-
You're a fucking sucker. But also, you're addicted to stealing.
You know what? My problem is loyalty.
And proving that you know little facts.
That is truly the worst thing in the world.
And you do it. And you have never, in the years that we've known each other, you've never tried to.
I've been working through it in therapy.
I don't think
for
you
real,
have.
Though.
I don't think you have.
The impulse that a Jewish person has to say, "Oh, he's Jewish," like if
Yeah.
Sammy Davis Jr. comes up,
Yep.
that is literally something that I've deliberately tried to work through in my life.
All right.
It is obnoxious and
Well,
horrible.
I would just say.
and the tidbit thing is like
That's weird because I
it
just
could have
don't
been
want to.
so
I don't
much
want to
worse.
eat an entire pizza if I just.
So we all have
It's
our
like-
crosses to bear.
yeah.
And then it's like, all right, well, let's start the show.
Let's start the show.
Let's get the show going. Here.
Let's eat a whole damn pizza.
Let's eat the entire.
Hey,
Pizza.
and after you finish the pizza, you're like, anybody go for some wings? Why don't we order some wings?
Just pretending like someone else at the party ate the pizza.
Yeah.
I guess we all ate the pizza.
Yeah.
It's literally like Ian drinking hand sanitizer on a bus and then
Yeah.
waking up, jacking off his soft dick, eating a prostitute's ass.
It's a lot.
It feels
like
so
that.
good though to just fucking just go off the rails.
Oh, when you go off the rails, the day you go off the rails is the best day of all time.
yeah.
It's the next day where your head is just swollen with sodium.
Yeah.
You just have diarrhea. you
I
feel hungover, but from food. Just
I went to
purely
my
from
cousin's
food.
birthday and I felt like my ribs were separating. My cousin's girlfriend was like, "That's what pregnant women say."
Dude, my stomach gets so fucking like bloated and hard. It's like literally, it's like that episode of King of the Hill where Khan and it's
Yeah.
the ring of fat that stops your stomach from expanding.
Yeah.
My stomach bumps up against the ring of fat very
Yeah.
often.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about Kobayashi last night.
Respect.
Or whenever that.
yeah,
fucking
how does he
party
do
was.
it with a six pack?
Exactly what Khan was talking about.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's
There's
just-
no ring of fat to stop him.
I look wild after a night of like overeating.
Distended belly, probably.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I look insane.
He looks Somali.
It's all on the top.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Why do starving kids have that?
Because I believe because everything else is so emaciated that the stomach just kind of like pops out.
No, I think it actually does swell with
There's something about they
edema
look
or
pregnant.
something.
Oh
yeah.
shit, really, dude?
yeah.
That's fucked up, dude. That picture of that vulture waiting on that kid is one of the most fucked up things I've ever seen in my life.
That rules, dude. Birds are cool.
No, fuck birds. Absolutely
They're
fuck birds.
dinosaurs, dude.
I would fucking kill every bird if it was up to me.
I'm not a fan.
Except hummingbirds, little and shit.
I don't like birds.
I won't say every bird, but most birds. I guess we can keep chickens alive and kill them in the factories, which is what they deserve. Every bird should be treated like factory farmed birds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool in Sesame Street as Big Bird's just in a cage and Gordon's like pulling eggs out of his ass.
He's being force
He's
fed.
like, keep making eggs, bitch. Big Bird's like, I just want to teach you the alphabet. Yeah, well, how about I got some letters for you right here. F-A-G.
Yep.
That's you.
And then they're like, whoa, don't be fucking homophobic, Gordon. We're just treating him like this because he's a bird, not because he's gay. Then we'd have to put Bert and Ernie in cages as well.
You know, it'd be really funny, like, just because kids wouldn't even get it. If I worked for Sesame Street, I would spend every day of my life trying to get it into the show. Or a scene where, like, you know, Elmo's with, like, a kid or something, like, okay, Gloria, let's go see Gordon. You know, and they're like, hey. The letter N. And then the letter N's
cool.
like, I'm really sorry, Gordon. And Gordon's like, don't worry about it, man. Just fucking don't, you know. And then Elmo's like, what's going on, Gordon? What are you guys talking about? And Gordon's like, it's nothing, Elmo.
It's not a
Don't-
big deal.
We're cool,
It's just
man.
between me and N.
And yeah, so what are you guys learning today? Shapes? And then it's just, that's it. And then just nothing.
I'm going to say you would not be able to get that in.
Yeah.
That's just my hunch. They would not allow it.
Well, I would say, like, well, maybe just Gordon has a difficult relationship with the letter N. And Elmo's like, what? Why are you and the letter N mad at each other, Gordon? And he's like, because people have history, Elmo. We didn't all just suddenly appear right when you were born. There's a context to everything. It's based in identity. And if you,
I think the more detail
if
I'm
you
getting, the
ignore- yeah.
less I believe you'd be able to. Stick
No, I
with
think
it.
it's kind of a nuanced conversation that needs to
that
be
children need
taken
to be
place.
having.
To confront
I
difficult
think
things.
I think they shoot Sesame Street in Queens actually. So
Yeah.
we should just start waiting
Just showing
outside.
up in full camo.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Or we show
Let
up,
me write for the show.
we show up dressed to snuffle up.
I came
again.
all the way to Queens from Brooklyn, from Country Town, Brooklyn.
Why don't we just show up dressed as the Muppets
Yeah,
and sneak in that way?
just dress up as Elmo.
We'll be like, oh, I'm here for work. Yeah, I want to. I'm looking for Gordon. I got an idea for an episode. I'm trying to pitch him. Wait, who's Gordon?
Gordon
Yeah,
was the
I'm
black guy
assuming
on
it's a black
Sesame
guy,
Street
yeah.
when I was a kid. I don't
Oh, that guy.
I don't know if
Yeah,
Gordon's still around.
I remember that guy. Now that you say it.
Yeah.
Was he a grown up?
Yeah, he was a grown up.
Yeah, he was a grown man that hung out with babies. Fucking loser.
Puppets.
Fuck Gordon.
Or-
Was Gordon like Afro Latino? Wasn't there like, or was there just a straight up Latino guy on there?
Mm,
I don't remember at all.
Were you not a Sesame Street
played by
guy?
Roscoe.
Of course I was, dude.
Warman.
And don't you dare say I was a Barney.
Was a
Never
Barney
liked
guy?
it. Dude,
I was a Barney guy too. I was mainly a Sesame Street guy.
Remember being mad at
Oh,
like,
he's still
Barney?
on Sesame Street.
Let me
He's been
see.
on Sesame Street since 1962.
Damn, he's
What?
a legend.
Let me see his
Yeah.
picture. Oh yeah.
Oh, that guy.
I don't. I don't. There's a Latino guy on it too, isn't there? I showed my penis to a
I
child.
should have taken a shit before
I
that.
showed my penis to a child doing them truck train.
Oh, God, oh, yeah. Can't believe we left that one out.
Dude, it just started happening when I was the second I was not thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It just took over.
Oh, hold on.
Dude, that's why you're a
1970,
professional broadcaster.
1974 to 2018 is how long Gordon was on the show.
Oh,
Jesus
wow.
Christ. He's in retirement.
Mm-hmm. You think he like hated Sesame Street the way we hate the podcast? He's like, I gotta go deal with these fucking kids again.
No, because kids don't know how to fucking send pizzas to your house.
Do people do that?
Oh yeah.
That's got to be dangerous.
Hey, listen, if they were prepaid, I would see that as a form of respect.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always I
Do you
have
ever
to pay
have
for
you
them.
have you bought any of them?
No, I never have.
You've never been tempted.
Well, can I be honest? They usually send bullshit like
Yeah,
Domino's.
Honestly, if I were the CEO of Domino's and I would just start doing that to people, like pick neighborhoods where you like get the data, figure out who's fat,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
be like, oh no, somebody ordered this, I guess. Just send the drivers out.
He's terrorizing San Antonio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because somebody's gonna buy them, and then they're gonna think it's free marketing.
Uh-huh.
Or you know what they could do? Say, look, or they taste really good.
They taste really
They're
good.
good.
They're
food.
basically candy.
I eat them alone all the time just because it's like, well, I kind of want a Smartie or something.
Yeah, they are a lot like Smarties,
Yeah.
and you could probably give them to a kid and he wouldn't even notice.
Damn, I miss Smarties now. Let's just
I was
change
never
them.
a Smarties guy.
I wasn't a Smarties guy, but you'd get them on Halloween, and you'd finish eating the good candy, and then there'd be a thing of Smarties, and you'd be like, you know
You're
what?
like, fuck it.
Smarties was the top tier of the second choice candy.
Yeah.
Well, what's that tier? Build it out for me.
Candy corn?
minor league candies.
What are the minor league candies?
Smarties, Milky Ways.
What?
Milky Way.
Milky
not,
Way
not Milky Way.
crushes.
Three Musketeers, not Milky
Three
Way.
Musketeers also crushes
Milky Way.
Smarties.
Milky
No.
Way is.
But it's
I
a
don't
second
fuck
tier
with.
candy.
You don't fuck with Milky Ways?
Here's the thing:
too
if you
sticky.
put
Oh my god!
if you put Three Musketeers in the top tier, then they're dog shit. I mean, you wouldn't. It's a
That's a good
doesn't
point.
make the top tier.
because here's Three Musketeers like lives in the territory of Three Musketeers, Snickers, Milky Way.
right.
They're
And
all.
it's a-
Then
I'll say
second
this,
to that,
though. I'm a Milky Way over
Canadian,
Snickers guy.
the Canadian league of that world
Mhm.
is Baby Ruth and Payday.
Sure,
That's who lives
sure.
in that world.
Too
I would
much
rather
peanut.
have a Baby
100
Ruth.
grand bar lives in. that
100
world.
grams good. 100
They're
grams
good. I'm just saying they're
better.
playing in different leagues.
100 grand is what.
It's a side. It's
See,
a,
I think
Cheetos
I
and-
have no problem bumping 100 grand up to. You know what? You're right. It's a
There's no-
euro. It's from a different league,
it's a
but it can
lateral
play
move.
with them.
Of course, it's a ladder.
Yeah.
We have exposition games. We're eating
You're
all the
right.
candy.
Uh-huh.
You're right.
That's right. But I would go 100 grand at Baby Ruth over a Milky Way.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Any day.
100 grand.
I need a crunch.
No, Baby Ruth can suck my fucking dick.
Anyways, Blue Chew tastes like Smarties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a pill that gets your dick hardy, pal.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know what? My penis, it sucks. I'll be honest with you. You know, the first time I had sex, not only was my dick bent,
but it was small.
It was small and it was soft.
and it's not. I explained to the girl. She's screaming.
Holding her down and
It's
telling her,
not bent. It's only that one side of it works.
let me fuck you sideways.
We're gonna. Jesus.
Then it'll be straight.
God, Jesus Christ. It's like, you deal with these fucking brides.
These fucking hers.
and they
Whores?
You
How do they say
gotta.
whore?
I don't know. I
Are
fucking
we doing a Chicago?
Yes.
We're making fun of people from Chicago because
Yeah.
all their dicks.
Anyway, my dick is shaft.
Yeah, I got a deep dish style penis. Which means it's bent sideways. Everybody in Chicago. That's the thing. It's a Chicago thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Everybody else, they got straight dicks.
It
That's
goes
fine.
down and then it goes out.
My dick, it kind of hooks around in a weird way. It's like a fucking.
And you could use it to serve deep dish.
It's like a warped piece of lumber. It's garbage. It's anywhere else. It's garbage. It's.
I'm gay.
I'm gay too. That's the other thing. There's a lot of
It's
people.
a Chicago thing.
It's a Chicago.
In New York, you get a New York style of people here. What we like is being bent over and getting fucked with a gun to our head. That's what you call a real New York Chicago.
Yeah.
They call it a New York Chicago.
That's a Lou Malnati style.
They call it a
thing.
Chicago style New York City. And that's where you get put down on your knees. Your partner takes a blue chew.
Uh-huh.
And then,
His dick gets hard.
and then he puts a 9mm in your mouth and makes you suck on it
That's right.
while the blue chew kicks in. At that point, you already got a lot of saliva built up in your mouth from sucking on a gun, and you're ready to suck cock Chicago style.
And you wake up, you're bloody,
then-
you're
Yeah.
crying, and you maybe check out an improv comedy
They
show.
call that a Chicago typewriter. You know what that is?
What's that?
It's a typewriter where you write all your gay secrets on it and put it away in a little drawer where your mom can't find it.
Chicago style.
Because you're sharing a what are their houses called? A Chicago bungalow.
Yeah.
I've lived in a Chicago-style bungalow with my mom since when I was 13. I picked up a Chicago typewriter,
Right.
which a lot of people, you just write gay secrets on it. And you tuck it away. For years, they kept it in a drawer, but one of my stepdads found it while he was looking for pornography. And
I had to bludgeon him to death with the baseball bat.
Yeah, well, he took me out into the garage, and he stapled my butt cheeks closed. And he said the only way anything's getting in here is if they got one of those those things you pretended was a monster. when
Yeah,
you were a
those
kid.
jaw things.
The little monster
yeah,
toy.
with the fangs.
Good luck finding one of those in Chicago. The only thing we have here, pal, is dildos. That's all we sell is dildo pizza. Back then, of course, the only topping on a deep dish pizza was a big sloppy dildo,
Yep.
all greased up with ass juice and cum.
Right. But the point is, when you're getting fucked Chicago style,
You want blue
make
chew.
sure your partner's got blue
They
chew
want
in his
blue
cack.
chew because it's the same Niagara and Cialis.
The Chicago style.
They call that deep dish dick pills. The pills are thicker. It's the
Oh,
same
yeah.
same milligram dosage,
Uh-huh.
but you can use them as earplugs so you don't have to listen to the sound of